I want to start off with asking you this one question. When was the last time you did something that scared you? When was the last time you honestly went out of your comfort zone to do something? I understand that everyone in here will have different fears, different things that scare them. But you know the one fear that most people in here will have, that don't like to admit, is the fear of failure. Now this is the fear that you're not going to be able to do something. You're not going to be able to achieve something, or someone's going to be better than you, so I'm not going to bother try. If you're able to overcome this fear, you'll be amazed what you can actually achieve. And you'll start to understand something you're so passionate about. I want to tell you a little bit about my story, about how I found my passion of snowboarding. So I was born and brought up in Switzerland, and from a very young age, about between 18 months and 2 years old, pretty much as soon as I could walk, my parents thought, you know what, walking's not hard enough. At this age, it's not quite hard enough. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put some slippery things on your feet, push you down a hill, and hopefully you get the hang of it. Well, I did, and that's how I discovered skiing. Now, from what I remember, skiing was good fun. I really enjoyed it. But I have an older brother. Now, how many of you in here have an older brother or sister, any siblings? Quite a fair few. And how many of you didn't fight, you got along really well, weren't competitive at all? Yeah, thought so. Oh, there was a couple there. Well done you. That's a few. But yeah, I didn't really get along with my brother when I was young. We always used to fight. We were very competitive. He was always a little bit stronger than me. He was always beating me at anything we did in sport or playing games. To be honest, I think he still beats me to this day on games and things. But he was always that much faster at skiing. So at the age of 8, I wanted to try to find something that I was better than him at. Something a bit cooler. And that's when I discovered snowboarding. Now, snowboarding for me, for those of you who have been snowboarding, you fall over an awful lot. And I'm no exception. I fell over huge amounts. But I kept going, and I eventually got the hang of it, and I loved it. I was hooked straight away, and I've never been back to skiing since. I loved it. But snowboarding, I never wanted to take it further. I didn't expect myself to go competing in it. I just did it for fun. And a big reason for that is because I'm dyslexic. I struggle a huge amount with reading, writing, spelling. So coming through school, I never thought I would ever achieve anything. I never thought I would honestly be as good as my other classmates. I would never get a proper job. So when I had the opportunity to go snowboarding, it was just that, to throw everything away. I could just concentrate on snowboarding, forget everything, and just have fun, something I really, really loved. That was all that was important to me. And you see here with the arrow, that little guilty grin hiding behind the teacher there. Well, never did I ever think what I was going to achieve. Like I said, snowboarding, I didn't decide to take it further. But one summer, my parents, they signed me up to a snowboard camp. Now, you can go snowboarding during the summer. You go very high up on the glaciers and things. And they signed me up to this snowboard camp. But what they didn't tell me until they were driving me up there, because they knew I'd panic quite a lot, where it was actually the tryouts for the British junior snowboard team. So you can imagine what I was feeling. I was, what are you doing? Why didn't you tell me this? I'm panicking everywhere. But you know what? I thought, calm myself down. I thought, snowboarding, I'm just going to have a bit of fun. I'm not going to expect anything. I'm just going to enjoy myself for a week. I spent a whole week doing freestyle snowboarding, so the ones with the tricks, doing half pipe, on rails. Had a lot of fun, really enjoyed it. Came home, didn't think much of it. A couple weeks went by, didn't hear anything. I was like, oh, it's fine. Just go carry on enjoying myself. And I remember this very vividly because there was one day when I was getting off the train and my mum was there to come pick me up. I was getting off the train and I saw her there. She's standing with a letter. Let's be honest, it's quite a strange thing to do when you're picking someone up from a train station. So I saw the letter. So I went over to her, took the letter off it, had a look at it. And when you're young, getting a letter is quite nice. You don't get that many letters often. So it's like, oh, wow, this is really exciting. So I opened up the letter really quick, took it out, and I started reading. Right at the top of the page, it said, Jamie Barrow, congratulations, you've been selected for the British Junior Snowboard team. Now you can imagine what I felt at this point. Finally, I'm going to actually achieve something. Forget about all this school, all these things, all my friends doing all these jobs. Snowboarding, that's what I'm good at. Took it by both hands, went competing all over the world at junior level competitions, and I loved it. Apart from the fact, I didn't do well at all. I pretty much came dead last in every single competition I did. But I was still having fun. That was the important thing. And I thought, you know what? It's my first year. It was my first year. I can overcome this. I'll be better next year. Came again the next year. Think I got better? No, the answer's no for that one. No, I didn't. I still didn't do that very well. I came next to last. And I'm now starting to think, this isn't going very well for me. What can I do? Then one summer, while we were training up on the glacier, I was at the top of the mountain, and I was just strapping in my snowboard at the top. And when I stood back up, I looked down to my right, and I saw what I later found out was a border cross track. Now, for those of you who don't know what border cross is, it's very similar to motocross. So we start with about 4 to 6 snowboarders at the top. We go down a course of rollers, which are big bumps, bank corners, jumps. You're going very fast, all next to each other, all at the same time. It's very exciting, very fun. So I saw this track, and I thought, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. I need to have a go at this. So I went down, skied down to the track, and I said, can I have a go? Can we go? I said, yeah, go. Ended up spending the whole week doing border cross, and I loved it. I loved the excitement. And at the end of the week, the coach came up to me, and he said, the senior border cross coach came up to me and said, we'd like you to join the British senior border cross team. Now again, you can imagine what I felt. I was like, forget about this freestyle. Now this is what I'm good at. I wasn't good at that. I'm going to be good at this now. Keep changing my mind here. I'm going to be good at this. So I took it back by both hands. I started competing at senior levels. So I was about 15, 16 years old at this point. And I had so much fun going all over the world, competing in border cross. Yes, this is it. Here's my big break. You think I did well? Yeah, you're probably right. No, I didn't do well again. So this was a year I was starting, and again, I didn't get many good results. So now I'm not getting good results in freestyle. I'm not getting good results in border cross. What am I good at? Honestly, what am I good at? And it started to put me down quite a lot. Yes, I was still having fun. I was doing what I loved. But it started to put me down. Then, during a competition, I had a bad accident. After going away, being taken to hospital, I found out I had a slipped disc in my neck, along with a concussion, everything like this that goes along with it. At first, I was a bit devastated. So I'm not getting good results. Now I'm injured. What am I going to do? But I didn't want to give up on my dream. I didn't want to give up on just having fun and give up on snowboarding. So I asked the doctor, what will it take me to get better? Honestly, what can I do to get back on my snowboard? I did everything he said. I did all the physiotherapy, strength and conditioning, everything. I started to get better. And once I got back on my snowboard, I started to snowboard better than I ever had. Because I trained harder. I wanted it more. I came back from not getting any good results whatsoever before to coming back from the injury, starting to winning a few competitions. I was like, yeah, okay, this is it. If we're starting to get ball rolling, let's do this. I wanted to set myself a big goal. And my big goal was to go to the Winter Olympic Games. That's everything I wanted. I wanted to push myself as far as I could. Trained harder, started to get better results. I was up there, all the best. And then, inevitably, again, I had a bad accident. Now, it seems like everything had gone wrong for me. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. This time, it wasn't as bad an accident as before. I didn't get knocked out. But what I do remember is a big shock of pain going straight up my back. And I knew straight away that this wasn't good. I got taken away to hospital, and loads of scans. It took forever. The doctor sat me down, and you can tell straight away that he wasn't going to give good news. He told me that I'd pretty much destroyed a disc in my lower back. It's pretty much around here. I didn't know what to think. I was like, wow, what do I do? But I'd overcome an injury like this before. I can do this again. So I asked the doctor again, what will it take me to get better? I'll do all the physiotherapy, do all the strength and conditioning. And then he went quiet. And then he told me it couldn't get better. I'm sitting there thinking, well, what do you mean it can't get better? You can do anything these days. With surgery, physiotherapy, whatever. He went on to say that the injury was such so that it wasn't serious enough for them to be able to operate on, but it wasn't good enough to fix it through physiotherapy, strength and conditioning, whatever. I cannot tell you enough how devastated this was. Because just like that, all my dreams had gone. I didn't know what to do with myself. I went home, just had to rest up. I couldn't do anything. Just on my computer, watching TED Talks and things, whatever you do when you've got free times. And I started to go crazy. I was just seeing all my friends going snowboarding, and I hated it. It was driving me crazy. I wanted to find a way to get back to doing what I loved. So a few months later, in April 2013, I decided to not only go back snowboarding, but to do something big. I decided to go and set the British snowboard speed record. Now, the idea behind this, you're probably thinking, okay, right. Doctors were like, right, you're not going to really be able to run again. Never mind snowboard again. What are you doing? But I wanted to push myself. And I thought, you know what? I could go down a hill for about 20 seconds straight. I could put up with the pain for that long. So I went along, and I set a speed of just shy of 152 kilometers an hour. About 94.2 miles an hour, for those of you working that system. Now, for me, it was an amazing feeling. Like, I was on top of the world. I was so nervous, but I was able to overcome it. I proved the doctors wrong. I proved that I could do something. And after this, I got hooked. I wanted to try and find different ways to go faster. And as you can see in this video, I come up with crazy ideas, from getting pulled across a frozen lake with electric jet engines to even being pulled behind a plane. So anything I could do to just push myself and be involved within snowboarding was everything to me. Now, I always try to find faster ways to go into something. So if you see me later on, if you have a good idea, come up, tell me, please. But I'm not telling you to go and get towed behind a plane or go down a hill at 100 miles an hour. No, not at all. But what I'm trying to say is that every single one of you in here, and everyone listening at home, you will have that some sort of passion, some sort of dream you want to achieve. You might have already done it, you might not know about it, but you will. And there will be hurdles you have to overcome. But that fear of failure, you don't want to do something because you might not achieve it, is ridiculous. Because if you don't try, you have already failed. So all I can really say is get out there and dare to try. Thank you very much.